Hey guys, it's me again, Julie Sundar. And today is part 2 of the installation of the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo. In our last tutorial, we went ahead and programmed our Linkit Smart 7688 Duo using the Arduino IDE. And in this tutorial, we'll be connecting the Linkit over Wi-Fi, upgrading our firmware, connecting our device to our home network, programming it with Pt.2, and making sure Nodejs and Python installation was done correctly. Maybe I didn't mention this earlier, but the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo consists of an MPU and an MCU. In our previous tutorial, we went along and programmed the MCU part using the Arduino IDE and uploading a sketch to the device. In this tutorial, we'll be programming the MPU side of the device, which is the Linux side. In our next tutorial, we'll be communicating between the MPU and the MCU over serial. So let's begin. First thing you want to do is sign in to your web UI and start configuring your Linkit Smart 7688 Duo. Let's start off by powering your board. After powering your board, on your computer you should see your Linkit Smart 7688 Duo Wi-Fi access point. You want to then go ahead and connect to it. As you can see here, you can see the MAC address and connect to the board. After connecting to your device, you want to go ahead and open a web browser and connect to it either on mylinkit.local or on the default IP address, which is 192.168.100.1. After you log in, the default username is root. You want to go ahead and put in your password here. After you log in, you can see the basic system information of the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo here. You want to go ahead and scroll down, and for step 2, we're going to go ahead and upgrade to the latest firmware. The current firmware version is 0.9.2. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this firmware to 0.9.4. So let's download the latest firmware for the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo. You want to go to the MediaTek website and in downloads, as you can see here, is all the firmware versions. You're going to click on the first one, which is the latest version, which is 0.9.4, and we're going to download it. After downloading the latest version of the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo's firmware, you want to log in back to the web UI and scroll down to upgrade firmware. After clicking on upgrade firmware, you want to then go and select choose the file and navigate to where your image is. Want to double click on the image and click upgrade and restart. A modal pop-up will show up and give you instruction on what you should look for on the Linkit Smart 7688 board while the firmware is upgrading. So then you want to click OK, and after your firmware is upgraded, you want to go ahead and reconnect to the Wi-Fi access point. After reconnecting, you want to go ahead and refresh your web UI page and reconnect. Once again, you have to sign up and then log in. And as you can see here, the firmware is upgraded to 0.9.4. Your previous version was 0.9.2. So let's go ahead to step 3 and connect our Linkit Smart 7688 Duo to our home network. You want to scroll up and select network. And as you can see here, these are the network settings. Our Linkit Smart 7688 Duo is currently on AP mode, so you want to go ahead and put it on station mode. So next, what you want to do in this drop down, you can go ahead and select the preferred network that you'd like to connect to. On the bottom here, you put in the password of that network. After double checking, you can go ahead and click on configure and restart. And after a while, you will see a modal pop-up will show up, and it says the built-in Wi-Fi LED in the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo will light on steadily and start to blink or turn off afterwards. When the LED starts to blink or turn off, you should reload this web page to sign in again. And it also says you should make sure your host computer is in the same network as you configured your Linkit Smart 7688 Duo, or you won't be able to access your Linkit. So you want to go ahead and click OK. So once your Linkit Smart 7688 Duo is restarted, it's no longer in AP mode, but instead it's on station mode. So you won't see that access point show up on your network. You want to go ahead and open your IP scanner tool. I'm currently using Angry IP Scanner. I want to scan your network to check if your Linkit Smart 7688 Duo was installed properly. You should see it show up on your network with its own IP address. As you can see here, it's connected to my network, and it has an IP address, which is 192.168.1.7. So now we're going to go ahead and see if we can connect to that IP address and re-log in to our Linkit Smart 7688 Duo via the web UI. And as you can see here, the installation was done right. The Linkit Smart 7688 Duo is in station mode, and this firmware is upgraded to this latest version. So let's go ahead and test our Python and Nodejs installation. The Linkit Smart 7688 Duo comes with Python and Nodejs pre-installed. If you want to check that out, go ahead and click on Open WRT and log in with your username and your password. And then once you're in, you can see all that the Linkit Smart 7688 Duo has to offer. You can see an overview, you can configure your firewall routes, check your system log, kernel log, check your processes, check your services, and check all the packages which you've installed. So then what we want to do is go ahead and check if Python and Node.js is installed. What you want to do is click on System. In System, you want to go ahead and click on Software. And if you scroll down, you can see all the packages that was installed. Here you have all the installed packages. Let's go ahead and scroll down and check for first Node.js and then Python. As you can see here, Node.js is installed. It's version 0.12.7. And Python is also installed. You can see the version 2.7.9. So now we can confirm that the packages are installed. Let's go ahead and test to see if they're working. The tool which I will be using to read and write files to and from my Linkit Smart 7688 Duo is WinSCP. You want to go ahead and type in the IP address here under hostname, username under username, and password under password. You want to go ahead and log in. After logging in, it brings us to the root folder, and that's where we're going to create the folder structures to run our Python and Node.js examples. So let's go ahead and create our folder structures. I'm going to start off by creating the folder structure for Python. We're going to start off and create a folder called Python projects in the root. In Python projects, you want to create another folder called project 1. And in there, we're going to create a file called helloworld.py. So in our helloworld.py file, we're going to run a simple code which is going to print hello world to our console after running this helloworld.py script. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to type print and quotes hello world with exclamation point. We're going to go ahead and then save it. And then we're going to run it. Before we run it, you want to go ahead and log into Putty. You want to log in with your device's IP address, username, and password. After you log in, then you want to go ahead and navigate to where you put your helloworld.py script. Then you want to go ahead and type Python hello world to run your script. And as you can see here, hello world was printed to your console. So therefore Python was installed properly. And if you want to check what version of Python you have in the console, you can do Python minus big V. And if you want to check if pip was installed correctly, you want to do pip minus big V. So let's go ahead and create our Nodejs folder structure. In our root, we're going to create a folder called Nodejs. In our Nodejs folder, we're going to create another folder called Node Modules. In Node Modules is where we're going to download all our Node.js libraries. And then we're going to create another folder called Projects. And our projects is where we're going to put all our Node.js projects. We're going to go ahead in projects and create another folder called project 1. And in project 1 is where we're going to create our hello world.js file. And in our hello world.js file, we're going to write our simple test code, which is going to print hello world to our console after running this JS file to check if Node.js was installed properly. So let's go ahead and type console.log brackets single quotes hello world. And then we're going to save this file. Then we're going to log in back into Putty. Navigate to our hello world.js file and type in node hello world.js to execute the file. As you can see here, the JS file was run and hello world was printed to the terminal. If you would like to check the version of Node, you can do node -v. And if you'd like to check the version of npm which was installed, you can do npm -v. Hey guys, so that's it for this tutorial. We just went over programming the MPU side of our Linkit Smart 7688 tool. Stay tuned for our next tutorial where we will be combining what we did in our first tutorial and our second tutorial. We will be programming our MCU to communicate to our MPU over serial. We'll be programming the Arduino to listen on serial for commands issued from the Linux side using Python.